Aloha, and welcome back to Sabbat of the Witch. Last episode, Meguru expressed that she wants to become closer to Ayachi. So that's kind of our new goal right now, is to help find a way that she can become as close as we are with her. Now, our circumstances are obviously a little bit different, so maybe that'll be a little bit harder to do for her, but hopefully we can help them grow a little bit closer this episode. Ohio. Ino's-san spots me and runs over. Huh? Were you waiting for me?
はい、ここで待ってれば先輩来ると思ったんですよね。
Wow, I got my first stalker. Why though?
冷たくないですかそのリアクション。昨日力になってくれるって言ったじゃないですか。
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, real quick, y'all let me know last episode.
システムを設定してください。
I turned down Nene. This is the character-specific volume
こ
for
れぐらい
Nene.
で大丈夫ですか？
I turned down her volume. I think we need to use this one. I think this shall turn down everybody. Okay, we're gonna turn down everybody a little bit, because some of the characters are definitely pretty loud. I mean, I could turn down a few specifically, but this will be okay, right? So Nene is restored before you guys worry. I was a little taken aback. Suppose that's further proof of how much she wants to get closer to Ayachi-san.
先輩？
Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. It's nothing. Let's walk while we talk.
はい、ラジャーです。
We'll end up at school in no time if we follow my regular route, though. With the risk of sounding boring, let's take some detour as yesterday. Or take the same detour. We head to school using the same roundabout route we went home on yesterday. It's a pretty convenient route for talking. It's just the right distance to school and there's hardly anyone around. Thankfully, we're the only ones here today. This is the perfect environment for discussing sensitive topics you don't want anyone else hearing. Should we have not taken a detour?
いえ、それはむしろ望むところなんですけど、先輩と一緒に学院に向かってるとか、なんか変な感じ。
Even though you were waiting to ambush me.
そうなんですけど、っていうか待ち伏せって人聞き悪すぎません？
I mean, I did say that she sounded like a stalker, so... Anyways, if you have no problem with the detour, let's get down to business. We need to talk about how you should get closer to Ayachi-san.
はい。
So to make sure, is the goal still being able to sleep over at her place?
はい、それでお願いします。昨日はなんかテンパっちゃってましたけど、落ち着いてみるとそれくらいなら別にまあって感じですし。
Because, like, are we talking about just like a one-on-one? Would a group stay over count? Like, because I think she could get all the girls to have a sleepover. I don't think that'd be too hard. Now, if the goal was to get everybody, including us, that would be really hard, because there's just no way. It's that easy. Then can't you do this without my help?
だからそうじゃなくて、ダメですよ。先輩力になるって言ってくれたんですから。
We did say we would help. Good lord, girls can be so unreasonable. Yeah, okay, have it your way. Whoa, we're at Burger King now.
はい。先輩って冷たそうに見えるけど、ほんと意外と世話焼きですよね。
We should get Shuji to sing the song, My Burger King, you're my burger queen. Am I supposed to take that?
褒めてるんですから喜ん
And
でくだ
yes,
さ
I
いよ。
probably butchered that song because I don't know it. I'm not that cringe, okay? I was pretty cringe for singing it, though. The way I see it, getting used to interacting with her is the only way.
ですよね。
So your first step should be...
ね先輩。
the morning greeting. I decided the best course of action was for her to accompany me to class so she can deliver a proper morning greeting to Ayachi-san.
あ、稲葉さん、おはようございます。
Inaba, you have to give her the best Ohio you can possibly give.
おはようございます。
And you failed. What the hell did you just say? Mortifish?
珍しいですね。こんな時間に訪ねてくるなんて。あ、はい、あざす。
What is your Kansai dialect coming out? Why are you so freaking nervous?
どうかしたんですか？いえ、その朝のご挨拶ですよ。今日は星名先輩に誘われて寄ってみようかななんて。
I really wish my knowledge of the Japanese language was extensive enough that I could listen to what she's saying and compare it to what it should be, just to laugh.
チャロー。
Hello!
はい。 チャロです。
I feel like this is damaging the relationship right now. Kind of greeting is that she's just saying hi and that's it. What the hell's gotten into her? She was just fine yesterday, but now she's worse than ever.
星名先輩、ミッションコンプリート。
No, that was the equivalent of rolling a 1 in D&D, okay? That was terrible. Like, you actually hurt yourself doing that. The love of. Okay, come with me. So, what's wrong now?
自分もよくわかりませんよ。いざとなる
Yeah.
となんかすっごく緊張しちゃって。
We noticed. I don't see any reason for
だ
that.
ってほら、先輩にいいとこ見せなきゃみたいな。
Oh, so it's about us. So she's getting nervous when it comes to us. Interesting.
先輩に促してもらったから逆になんていうか意識しちゃってみたいな。
Oh, really? Me watching you is what made her nervous? How does that make sense?
本当なんでだろう。こんなはずじゃ。
Haha, Shuji. It's clear to me, okay, that you've never had a girlfriend. Because you're not understanding. She's getting nervous when thinking about you. She didn't say the rest of the class being there. She just said you, specifically. Well, at least now I know that once you get flustered, it's over.
もう大丈夫ですよ。自分でも不思議なぐらいテンパっちゃいましたけど、もう大丈夫です。多分。
I don't know. I've definitely been a little bit flustered at the beginning of relationships, and especially when you're like trying to do something that you've never done before. I think that's normal. I mean, some people are just more confident than others, and if you're not that kind of person, don't worry about it. I wasn't either, right? You just gotta do it though. Even if it's awkward, even if it's out there, you know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Sometimes doing it will help you get better at it, and then maybe the rejection will help you get a little bit more confident about it too. Just take it all as a learning experience, you know? Take a deep breath first. Calm down.
はい。っていうか先輩、すごく真面目な顔してくれちゃってるし、それがなんかおかしくって。
Such a nervous girl, you sure are rude.
あ、違いますよ。そういうつもりじゃないです。親愛表現、親愛の表現じゃないですか。
I mean, are you really good friends if you don't make fun of each other sometimes? Why don't you just do that with Ayachi-san as well?
ねね先輩の顔がおかしいだなんて言えるわけないじゃないですか。何言ってるんですか？
Didn't you say you wanted to become more open around her?
とにかく次もお願いします。そろそろ時間やばいんで自分も教室戻りますね。
You've got to be kidding me.
お、戻ってきた。
なんか楽しそうだったね、星名。
We're always having a lot of fun here. Yeah, well, things are just a total mess.
あの子っておかけんの後輩なんだよな。
Oh yeah, Inaba Meguru.
ずいぶん星名に懐いてるみたいだったね。正直ちょっと意外。
What, are you surprised that she's interested in me? Like I couldn't get a girl? Or I couldn't have somebody that enjoys my company? What do you mean by that?
わざわざ教室にまで連れてきてな。ってことは一緒に登校してきたってこと？何それ？
Hidaki, you know. Maybe I'm just better with women than you, okay? It's not like that. I only brought her with me because she wanted to say good morning to Ayachi-san. Hard to come over to a second year's classroom by yourself as a first year, you know?
それもなんか意外だ。
修二がそんな人に世話を焼くとかな。なになに？ハロウィンパーティーで何かきっかけでもあったのか？
Nothing like what you're hoping to hear. For Inaba-san, this is ultimately about Ayachi-san. Sure. I've been actively trying not to get the wrong idea, so I'd appreciate it if they stopped saying things like that. I dismissively wave my hand at them and make for my seat.
星名くん。
Before I get there, Ayachi-san calls out to me. Of course she would after what just happened.
どういうことなんですか？稲葉さん、様子がおかしかったですけど。
Well, how should I explain? Okay, I was really hoping the bell didn't interrupt us.
隣にですか？
I decided to tell Ayachi-san the short version during lunch break. I don't know, was it better that we just outright told her what the goal was, or was it better that we just said, like, hey, Inaba-san noticed how close we are, and she wants to be really good friends with you. Like, could we have maybe phrased it that way without the goal of the sleepover, and maybe just seen if that naturally happened? Seems like she wants to become better friends with you. She asked me how to go about that yesterday. Okay, so he's kind of saying both options. I'm just wondering if saying the ultimate goal, the sleepover. I mean, with Ayachi, I do think we kind of tell her more than maybe we would normally, because we are closer to her more than normal for really extreme reasons. Anyways, we decided to make that her goal for now.
ごめんなさい。どうしてそうなったのかがさっぱり見当つきません。
So Inaba-san asked me how the two of us got so close. Oh, she's the one who said we were close, not me, okay? And I can't exactly tell her about the witch and fragment stuff, right?
それは、はい。
Yeah,
そ
so
の
we
通
had to
り
make
で
up
す。
something. So I had nothing to really tell her. I ended up coming with the idea to sleep over at your place on the spot. Then she said that suddenly staying over would be too big of a hurdle, so we set that as a goal she'd work towards instead.
目標って、そんなの言ってくれれば私はいつでも構いませんけど。
Yeah, but that's no fun. You want to build up to it. You want it to be a natural thing. Like, oh, hey, let's stay over at your place tonight, you know? Or, hey, come stay over at my place. I figured as much, but it seems like Inaba-san doesn't see it that way.
そうでもないというと。
She really likes you, but the thing is she isn't brave enough to take the necessary steps to get closer.
それはなんとなくわかる気がします。稲葉さんって素直だけど臆病な子犬のようなところがありますもんね。
And hey, I just want to make clear, like, this is perfectly okay that she seems like that. And I think the reason she comes off that way is because she's inexperienced. I think she's trying to kind of follow with the flow, you know, follow the crowd, right? Because she's trying to figure out how to be more of her own person. And, you know, when you're talking about, like, middle school and high school, I think that's very much a time in your life when you're trying to figure out who you are. And so I think it's natural that sometimes maybe you're a follower, and some people are a little bit more figured out, and that sometimes they come off as leaders. You're just trying to figure out who you are. I'm not saying that it's a good or bad thing that you're a certain type of person, because some people are like that in, you know, in school, and then as they get older, they become a completely different kind of person. They went through like a character arc, right? You know, when there's like that big training montage, and then you come out like a different person. That's kind of what like high school does to you. It's very much like a character building time. Now, does that mean that you should be a certain type of person? It depends. Don't be a bully. Don't be a dick. You know, that's not going to build character later in life. But you can definitely come back from that. And maybe if you're a person who's a little bit shy and reserved, you can definitely be someone who's more outgoing later. Because high school kind of sucks. I think most people would agree with that. Like, yeah, you can have fun experiences, but the high school experience isn't always great. A lot of people prefer college. A lot of people really find out who they are in college after having a lot of character building earlier in life. So it's okay that she's a little bit timid. It just probably means that she's not as secure and maybe is trying to understand the people around her better. You mean like she'll come running to play with you with her tail wagging, but then she has moments where she stops and thinks, worrying about if she's being annoying.
的確です。まさにそんなような。
And a lot of that, I think, comes from anxiety, just a lack of understanding how people feel around you and having security in that. So you felt that too, huh?
それは多分昨日話をした胸の痛みに関わることなんですよね。
And if anybody's wondering, I'm speaking a lot from personal experience. I was very much someone who felt insecure about how people felt about me. I didn't know if I came off as annoying or if I came off as somebody that people genuinely liked having around. So, I don't know. I agree, maybe she has some sort of trauma.
はい、そう考えるのが腑に落ちます。でないと、あんな素直で明るくてよく喋る子がどうしてとなりますから。
Let me make sure I'm really understanding this. I was really confused. I'm like, why are her eyebrows moving? And I was like, oh, because I'm changing the scene. Yeah, I would say if you have some kind of pain in your chest, you know, in Shuji's case, then maybe there is something deeper going on there. Or else normally I wouldn't just assume that someone like that would have trauma. I mean, I guess maybe everybody has something that's happened in their past that maybe like kind of defined who they are, whether that's good or bad. But I wouldn't say everybody has trauma. I do think it is common though. And you know, trauma means something different to everybody else. Anyways, we can only really guess. And Ayachi-san and I did come to the same conclusion, though. If you factor out that timid side of her, she seems perfectly capable of talking to people. You can even go as far as saying that she's assertive and pushy, just like how she looks, really.
すると朝のあの不思議な態度もそういうことだったんですね。
Yeah, she got really flustered for some reason. For some reason, she said something like it was because I was watching. Seriously, how am I supposed to interpret that?
構えすぎということなんでしょうか。もっと自然に接してくれていいんですけど。
It's because when you have a crush on someone, suddenly doing normal everyday tasks becomes like, oh, I have to do it perfectly because like I need to impress my crush, you know, it's that kind of thing. Do you really need to be like that? No, but it happens when you're young. It can be rather scary at times. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That face is terrifying. Anyways, I give this a good deal of thought. I feel like she hasn't accepted that it's okay for her to become closer with you.
あ、はい。確かにそうですね。同感です。
So yeah, I'd like to ask for your assistance on that. Could you be patient and kind with her even when she's being awkward?
わかりました。事情を聞いた以上、もう不自然には思いませんし。
Thanks, I appreciate it. I don't have nearly as much to worry about now that Ayachi-san is in on this. Hopefully Inama-san won't get that flustered again. What's the matter?
いえ、すみません。なんだか星名くん自分のことのように言うから。
Give my face a good rubbing. Again, it's not like that. I think it is like that, huh?
サノバウィッチ。
Oh, that's cute. Who was calling me? Getting a call while I'm recording. How could you? So I continue working as the middleman between Inaba-san and Ayachi-san. In a way, it almost feels like I'm trying to hook them up or something. Inaba-san stopped being so flustered after this morning, but she has still been unable to work up the courage to ask Ayachi-san if she could sleep over. And now, after school. If you miss this chance, there probably won't be another today.
そうですね。
While everyone's chatting during our downtime, Inaba-san and I whisper to each other in the corner of the room. It's okay, I'm just wondering what your current hang-up is.
それが平日だし、明日お休みじゃないのにいいのかなとか考えちゃって。
Ah, the overthinker. Alright, it would be better waiting until Friday,
い
huh?
え、個人的には今日こうしている方が嬉しいっていうか、落ち着かないっていうか。それに自分の家はそういうのをむしろ喜んでくれるんで全然平気なんですけど。
Okay, well in that case, Aichi-san said that she'd be fine with it any time. However, it would render this whole thing pointless if I told Inaba-san about that, which makes things more difficult.
先輩、付き合ってくださいね。最後のチャンスなんで。
Inaba-san leans forward with enthusiasm. I'm happy she's into this, but... Whoa, hold on.
なんです？
Your face is way too close. Well, now she's definitely not going to be able to do it. She's embarrassed. Inaba-san jumps back and yelps, drawing the attention of everyone else in the room.
どうしたの？ひそひそ話はもうおしまい。
Secret talk, huh? Yeah, we were having a secret little conversation over here. I wish Shuji would be playful like that. I wish he would take the initiative and just embarrass her further. But in like a flirty, playful way.
なんでもないです。顔が赤いね。
Uh-oh. If we don't do it, Toko's gonna do it.
それは
You're practically giving it away if you look at me now, Inaba-san. Well, she would have figured it out easily without that, but that's not the point.
気のせいですよ。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Samugi's picking up on it too. I don't think she really realized that there's something going on between us. And now she's understanding. Don't look at me too, this is definitely not my fault. And Inaba-san, your relationships are way too extreme. She either keeps her distance or is really intimate. There's no middle ground with her. Makes it clear how much she trusts me. I'm really happy about that, but I can't deny it's troubling at times. In fact, she's been sticking around too close to me lately.
星名くん。
Yeah? Ayachi-san, who was previously laying out and reading tarot cards quietly by herself, whispers to me. Flips up with a face-down card. It's the world facing in my direction. So Waru, though... Flip. She's flipping cards over. She wants me to have Inaba-san ask for a tarot reading. It's Ayachi-san for you. Alright, in that case. Oh, by the way, Inaba-san.
はい、何ですか？
I've got a good idea. How about you have Ayachi-san give you a tarot reading for a change? Actually, she's never read your fortune for you before, has she?
はあ、それは確かにそうです。
Well then, this sounds like a good chance to get a first-hand taste of our president's fortune-telling skills.
ああ、そういえば私もまだなかったよ。
No! Shiba-san, it's not your time.
私もだったよ。
No.
それじゃあ
You guys are
一丁飲んでもいい
rooting
かな
it. No, no, no.
わあ、びっくり。突然の大声。その真意は一体。
I'm sorry for yelling at you, but it needed to be done. Oh, right. Don't you think it'd be better if we did it in the order everyone joined? That way we can experience their fortune telling as individual members.
なるほど。それは確かに道理だね。それならめぐるちゃんからだよね。星名くんはもう占ってもらったんだ。
Me? Yeah, she has.
なんか無駄に元気だね。
I feel like her awkwardness and her like assertiveness is kind of rubbing off on us. Like we're just kind of being weird about it. Now that that's settled, go on, Inaba-san.
あ、はい。自分占いはちょっといいかなって。結果を信じ込んじゃって頭の中そればっかになっちゃうタイプなんで。
Gosh, she's someone that cares about all that stuff, huh? That's the perfect opportunity for her, and this is what she says. What are you saying? This is the perfect chance you'll be able to talk to Ayachi-san while she reads your fortune.
なるほど、そういうことでしたか。すいません。でも分かりづらいですよ、先輩。
We were literally just talking about this a minute ago. I was hoping you'd get the hint.
それはそうでした。さっき顔が近づいちゃったので頭から吹っ飛んじゃって
Oh
ました。
my gosh. It bothers me that when they talk like this, because I just think about how much I would have, talked to myself like that. Maybe not with like another person. I would have had like a mind reading session, but I would have definitely overthought things like that.
そしてまたひそひそ話だね。なんだか最近仲がいいですよね。焼けちゃうよね。
Hey, you'll have your chance, okay? All of you will have your chance. They aren't helping.
大丈夫ですよ、稲葉さん。
Thankfully, our amazing club president is here to save the day.
占いなんてあくまでもきっかけみたいなものですから。例えば曲がり角で右か左かで迷っているとき、棒を立てて倒してみる。それが右に倒れたところで棒は棒です。それに倒れた方に行くと意味を持たせるのは自分自身じゃないですか。
I think for some people, making the decision is like the hardest part, and like committing to it, that makes you nervous, right? Because you're like, oh, if I make this decision, what if it's wrong, But if I assign it to something else externally, I don't feel as bad about the consequences of that decision, right? I think it's very much a mental thing when you do something like this. Or what was the other example she just used? Yeah, just using a coin, I guess. Oh, I thought she made another one. Never mind. I'm off my meds today. That's all I'm gonna
倒
say.
れた方には行かないと決めることも自由なんですよ。占いなんてその程度のものなんです。
Also, I just really haven't had time to record. I feel bad. I know you guys liked it when I was recording every day. I haven't had time to do that. So, I've been just doing this when I can.
なるほど。
But what I kind of wanted to say with the whole coin thing also is like, sometimes it's nice to just have an easier time making the decision. When you assign it and you just flip it, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do that. In my mind, I pump my fist and cheer for Inaba-san.
じゃあせっかくだしお願いしてもいいですか？
Yes! Shuji's so excited. Guess I'll take you up on your offer.
はい。それでは何について占いましょうか。そうですね。何でもいいんですか？ええ、大丈夫ですよ。それじゃあ。
Turns around and looks at me. I enthusiastically nod in response. That's right, this is your chance to start up a conversation.
ですね。今相性が気になる人がいるんです。そういうのだと名前言わなきゃダメですか？
That's where she's going with this. It's too bad she won't say the name, but I think that Ayachi-san should be able to easily guess.
いいえ、 心の中で思い浮かべるだけで十分です。
So here's the thing. She said compatibility of the person. Now, in our mind, I think we're gonna assume that it's Ayachi. She wants to know like how likely it is that she could become friends with Ayachi. I wonder though that if this is gonna actually end up being about us.
ラジャーです。それじゃあ
Ino-san closes her eyes and concentrates on this mystery person. Her face somehow gets redder in the process. Is she feeling embarrassed? It's kind of cute how just thinking of Aichi-san makes her feel that way. Stop it, Shuji. This is not the time for that.
では相手を思い浮かべたままこの中から1枚引いてください。
I wonder if it's going to be like the lover or something, and this is going to be a total misunderstanding.
あれ1枚でいいんですか？初めてですから気負わない簡単なものにしておきましょう。ああ、お気遣い恐縮です。それじゃあこれ。
Inaba-san thus pulls out a card. No matter what card it is, I'm sure Aichi-san will construe her reading in a way that convinces Inaba-san to come out with what she's been struggling to say. What an awesome strategy! Thank you, Ayachi-san. That's our beautiful club president for you.
何が出たかな？ラバーズですね。
Did I not say it? I called it. Damn, that makes it difficult. Even a total newbie can tell what that means. This card is outing her. Ayachi-san, what now?
恋人のカードってことはつまりそういうことですよね。
I think the real plot twist is if she was actually thinking about Ayachi.
稲葉さん、誰を思い浮かべてたんだろうね。気になる。
How curious.
稲葉さん、このカードの意味するところ。はい。心配いらないということです。え？その恋人、つまり仲睦まじい。相性はいいし、話も合うし、一緒にいて楽しいということ。
Okay, Nene is covering this? Okay. So if she was thinking about Ayachi, this is good. I mean, it's good if she's thinking about Shuji too, because I mean, that is true. I do think they share interests and have fun with each other. I mean, ultimately, I think that's like one of the best things. Like, if you want to be together with somebody, like even romantically or just friends, like just being able to do anything and having fun with it is like the best sign that you're close. Like just being able to like casually enjoy life together. It doesn't have to be like serious romantic moments all the time. I think just being able to enjoy the small things in life is a really good sign that you can be together with someone and it'll last long term. Sounds pretty forced, though in a sense she did a great job at keeping her explanation neutral. Inaba-san now just says,
実はねね先輩との相性だったんですよ。
I think that would be weird, but okay. Because she definitely like downplayed what the lovers probably would mean normally, but I don't know. And Aichi-san?
そうだったんですか。じゃあ私たちはもっともっと仲良くなれるということですね。
But an answer like that followed by,
あ、じゃあ部屋に泊まりに行ったりしていいですか？お泊まり会しましょうよ。いいですね。大賛成です。
Hey
一緒にお
yo!
風呂に入って体の流しっことかしましょう。
Shuji, hey yo, what are you thinking about?
はい。ねね先輩の体、隅から隅まできれいにしてあげますね。優しくしてください。それと電気を消して。
Oh, Shuji.
お願いです。
Shuji. This is a great example of how the male mind works. Because it starts off with good intentions, and then all of a sudden, off the rails. And it's sometimes not even your fault. Like, sometimes it just happens. You just kind of go in that direction unintentionally. Because, you know, you're young and you have feelings. That's enough. I still got the lover's card in my mind. The latter half should be forgotten, but the lead up should work perfectly. I tell her with my eyes, go for it, Inaba-san.
いや、そうですか。
Hey, don't just blush and look away. It's really that embarrassing. I guess I can't understand, but...
ちなみにラッキーイベントはお泊まり会です。そう出ています。 恋人と泊まりたいってすごいすごい。ラッキーってことは当たるのかな。
Hey, yo?
当たる？何がです？
I love everything about this, because if we look at their faces, we can get a good understanding of their character. We have Samugi, innocent, doesn't understand, you know, is naive, you might say. And then we look over to the left, and we see confidence, we see understanding, we see impure intentions. I appreciate how Ayachi-san worked in that sleepover business to make it easier, but it's being totally misunderstood.
先輩、
Huh? What's wrong?
お泊まりか。
Why is she coming to me? Though this has given me an idea. Well, how about you come over and stay at my place? Let's practice. We're working it in. Okay, Shuji Riz right now. That's right. If it's so embarrassing for her, then we need some decent pretext. If you find it hard asking to sleep over at this person's place, so why not practice first?
ねね先輩。はい、今日お泊まりに行っていいですか？実はずっとそれを切り出すタイミングを狙ってたんです。
This whole conversation is wonderful, because she started looking at us. She's like, oh, kind of want to sleep over at his place.
ねね先輩の家にお泊まりしたいなって思ってたんです。わかりました。ありがとうございます。お邪魔します。
Well, that actually worked, though it seemed like both of them were pretty worked up by the end. Aichi-san gave a clear yes. I guess this whole ordeal has reached a positive conclusion.
おお、なるほど。そういうことならお邪魔はできないね。ですね。パジャマパーティーはそのうちってことで。でも、あやちさんのうちが練習なら、本命は一体誰なのかにゃ。
Uh-oh. Toko coming in here. Oh, that's the conclusion she reached. Well, wait, Inaba-san never actually mentioned this part about this being for practice. Actually, hold on. Why was Inaba-san suddenly able to ask that straight up? Oh well, minor details don't matter much. Yeah, I'm sure they don't. No, not at all. That evening. I wonder if Inaba-san is doing well at Aichi-san's place. With the way my mind keeps wandering to their sleepover, it's almost like I'm her dad or brother or something. Why? Why would you say that? Got things turned out well, though it was worth helping her. The plan was for her to go over to Ayachi-san's place right after she got home, so she should have arrived there and made herself at home a while ago. Wonder what she's talking about with Ayachi-san. Ayachi-san's way smarter than I am. She's someone Inaba-san can trust. So Inaba-san might be talking to her about some worries she can't talk to me about. I should really get some shut-eye.
Hmm. どうしたんですか、稲葉さん。ご機嫌な様子ですけど。あ、いえ、すみません。なんか嘘みたいだな。嘘みたいですか？
Maybe she just wanted to stay at Ayachi's house because her house is so nice. Like, she's got this beautiful, like, one-bedroom condo going on. Huge TV over here. She's got, like, probably a view of the city or something.
自分、本当に一人でねね先輩の部屋にお泊まりに来ちゃったんですもん。しかも普通に。
Now that I think about it, have they really explained how she afforded something like this? Is that something we're gonna find out on her route, maybe?
まだ全然無理って思ってたんですけど、星名先輩の言う通りでしたよ。そうそう、ねね先輩聞いてくださいよ。星野先輩ってば練習にまずうちに泊まりに来いとか言うんですよ。最低ですよね。セクハラですよね。行くんですか？行くわけないじゃないですか。もう無事にねね先輩の部屋に泊まりに来られたんですし。でも一回星名先輩の家には遊びに行きましたけどね。
Wow, okay.
その時もやっぱりセクハラばっかりでした。
I mean, he definitely started, you know, piling it on a little bit heavier later. But I wouldn't say that he's necessarily done a lot of that. I feel like that's kind of mean towards him.
あの人、結構無意識で言ってることが多いから大概ですよね。指摘すると慌てまくってくれるところはなんか可愛いですけど。
Is she just trying to say everything that we did to her? Like, I feel like she was the one who's frustrated and flustered. Like,
そうなんですか。
she's trying to downplay us and upplay herself.
なんかごめんなさいです。他の話にします？ねね先輩、何かあります？そうですね。星名くんから少し聞きましたけど、稲葉さん、ますますクラスに溶け込めてるらしいですね。あ、はい。それはもうおかげさまで。ほんと、あの日思い切ってねね先輩のところを訪ねてみて正解でした。思い切ってっていうのはなかなか難しいことだったと思いますけど、そもそも姫松学院に入った時にイメチェンを決意したっていうこと自体がそうですよね。え？もしよかったらどうしてそう決意したのかきっかけを聞かせてもらえませんか？なんていうか、
I feel like this is a very formal conversation for, friends staying the night.
まあいいじゃないですか。そんなの気にしないでください。それはそれ、今は今ですよ。
I'm gonna go out and assume what she's kind of protecting from her past. Maybe she was bullied. That's the most basic immediate answer I could think of, is that's why she's trying to change her image. She's trying to be someone that maybe people like better. I'm guessing she was kind of considered the weird kid or something like that. And it kind of shows. And I'm not saying she is actually weird. I'm just kind of maybe the thing she wants to change is, the fact that she's so like hot or cold towards people. Kind of the basic things that we've kind of seen and just talked about not too long ago. It does seem like she does cling to people and things like that. And some people might interpret that as like, oh, she's really close with me and she wants to be good friends. Maybe some people find that annoying, because some people are just like that. They see things like that as a bother, instead of that person trying to show you like extra affection because they really like care about you and you're a good friend and they appreciate your friendship. So maybe she's trying to get away from her reputation of being kind of like that person. That's kind of my guess. And maybe she was kind of bullied for being a little bit too clingy or just a little bit different than everybody else. Maybe she came off too strong. So I'm wondering if that's the reason why she tried to change who she was when she came to the school.
あ、そうだ。お土産に買ってきたケーキ、いつ食べます？お風呂の後がいいですかね。それともあんまり遅いと太っちゃいますかね。お風呂の後にしましょうか。ラジャーです。せっかくですし、一緒に入りませんか？
If this goes exactly like Shuji planned, I'm gonna be mad. Because it was so out there, and oh my gosh. I don't know, maybe this is all his dream. Maybe this isn't actually what happened, it's just a dream.
ねね先輩と一緒に？私とはダメでしょうか？ダメなんてことはないです。ただちょっと自分貧相だからねね先輩とだと気が引けちゃうなってだけで。そんなの気にしないでください。女同士じゃないですか。
This has to be a dream. Like, I never have heard of girls taking a bath together. Like when you're a little bit younger, sure, right? But like y'all are old enough that like that would be kind of weird. Especially like if two guys took a bath together, that would never happen.
じゃあお言葉に甘えてご一緒させてもらいますねね。では早速行きましょうか。はい、自分着替え用意してきますね。やっぱり私が相手だといまいち突っ込んで話してくれない気がします。今回の件、ひょっとして稲葉さん、ただ星名くんともっと話をしたかったっていうだけなんじゃ。
Well, we give you that idea.
ねね先輩、お待たせしました。
She said she's only nervous talking to Ayachi when Shuji was around.
あ、はい、それではこちらです。
I don't know, is Ayachi trying to take a bath together to get her to like open up more? Is that the idea behind it?
サノバウィッチ。
Hey, she's reading Hello Kitty down there. He's also reading something very steamy.
実はカップケーキがあるんですよ。
I wonder if there's a scene cut out there. Just because they actually were going to take a bath together and then they just kind of cut away from it. I don't know. You brought cupcakes? The other girls squeal in delight upon Inaba-san pulling out a pack of cupcakes from her bag. I mean, who wouldn't, right?
ハロウィンパーティーの時のかぼちゃクッキーとかプリンとかが好評だったんで、ちょっと調子に乗って作ってきちゃいました。
I'm so glad I'm playing this right around this time of year because this is the 1st of October and it's just an amazing time for any pumpkin lovers out there. I got some pumpkin spice like creamer to put in coffee and it is so good. I'm like, oh. And then last night I had some ice cream. I'm really like trying to limit myself with sweets, but last night I had a craving for ice cream, so I did. And I put the creamer on top of the vanilla ice cream, and so it became pumpkin. I was like, oh, it's so good. And I'm over here doing this, and meanwhile, my wife hates everything pumpkin. Complete opposite when it comes to that of me, because I'm like, pumpkin flavor is like so good. I mean, I can't do pumpkin all year round. Like, that would be too much. But a little bit, you know, during the fall season is great. And I just find it so funny. My wife like thinks it's disgusting. Like she just hates pumpkin, and I'm over here like, hell yeah, it's the time of the year.
ああ、美味しかったもんねあれ。じゃあこのカップケーキも期待できそう。美味しくできてるとは思うんですけど。それじゃあ、はい、どうぞ、つむぎ先輩。
Yeah, like if a girl brought pumpkin cupcakes, I would be ecstatic because those are my favorite. I actually have like a box, you know, like a cupcake box downstairs. I plan on making that, definitely. It's so good.
ありがとう。
Because you get the pumpkin cupcakes and you get the cream cheese frosting. Like that's like the killer combo for me.
戸隠先輩も、はい。嬉しいね、こういうの。ありがとう。私もいただいていいんですか？もちろんですよ。全員分ありますし、ねね先輩の分を持ってこないわけないじゃないです。というわけで、ありがとうございます。いただきますね。
The girls are all excited. They really do love their sweets. Hey, guys like their sweets too. Okay, it's not just a girl saying I will gladly eat some cupcakes. Okay.
はい、星野先輩も。
Oh, thanks. A girl's homemade cupcake, huh?
そういうのはいいですから。
You've been pretty cheerful lately, I have to say.
おかげさまで。
Oh.
おいしい、めぐるちゃん。本当ですか？よかった。このしっとり感はホットケーキミックスだけの簡単カップケーキじゃないよね。手間暇かけてるな。ナッツも嬉しいし。
I mean, I don't know. I'll make the frosting from scratch because that's just better if you make it from scratch. Like don't buy pre-made frosting. If you have the means, just mix it yourself. It's only like a few ingredients. It's really easy to do. You just have to make sure you have enough cream cheese, like if you're making cream cheese frosting, because it takes a lot. But I will use pre-packaged mixes. It makes it easier. It's already done for you. It usually tastes great.
本当に美味しいです、稲葉さん。まるでお店で売っているものみたいです。
And cooking is harder for me, okay? So don't give me shit for using the prepackaged stuff, because I have to be gluten-free, so I can't use wheat flour. And you know how much stuff out there has wheat flour in it? A lot, okay? A lot. Most of the stuff that's breaded or baked is using wheat flour out there. It's really rare that you find something that isn't. And I have to make some sacrifices, okay? I have to find stuff that's a little bit easier because it's really hard to make gluten-free stuff. You have to mix like a whole bunch of different flours to get a good consistency. It's too much time. I'm not willing to do it.
うわあ、ねね先輩嬉しいです。
Oh, look at these two. In the greatest of moods, Inaba-san fawns on Ayachi-san. I heard yesterday that the sleepover went well, which explains Inaba-san's great mood. Maybe that's why she made cupcakes, though according to Ayachi-san, retrieving fragments is still not possible. But looking at this, it feels like it's only a matter of time.
ねね先輩、ねね先輩。稲葉さんは自分の分を食べないんですか？あ、じゃあねね先輩が食べさせてくださいよ。なんちゃって。
I mean, she's all over Ayachi-san. I know this is selfish of me to think, but it makes me feel kind of lonely. I unwrap my cupcake and have a taste. Tastes great. Julia is good at baking.
どうしたんですか、稲葉さん。
I, on the other hand, am not good at baking because I made some pancakes this morning and I burned them. I mean, not burnt enough to where it was inedible, but I just overcooked them. How about that?
じゃあ自分も食べようっと。
You will find, though, if you have a child, that it's a little bit harder to focus on things when your child needs things constantly and you're trying to do your own thing. At least she ate a lot of the pancakes, okay? That makes me happy as a parent when my child actually eats what I make. Because, I mean, she generally eats a lot of the stuff, but she goes through phases. Sometimes she will eat, like, hardly anything during the day. She'll just snack. And then sometimes she'll just eat a ton. And I'm like, wow, good job.
では今日はこの辺りで解散にしましょうか。
Okay. With the sun starting to set, we decided to end club activities for the day. No one showed up, so we basically spent the whole day enjoying Inabe-san's
お
cupcakes.
疲れ様。あと稲葉さん、改めてごちそうさまね。お粗末様です。
Well, time to head home.
あ、先輩先輩。
Inabe-san whispers into my ear and rises up, picking up my book bag.
この後って予定あります？
Okay. I guess, yeah.
だったらちょっと一緒に帰りましょう。
Going home with Inabe-san. Hey, at least she didn't surprise me this time. I have no reason to say no. I'd be happy to walk home with her. We say goodbye to the rest and then leave the school together.
これ渡したかったんです。
After walking a while with Inabe-san, she delicately hands me a small bag. It's much like the one she handed out to the club room earlier, but this one seems a bit
み
fancier.
んなの前で渡しちゃうと角が立つかなと思ったんで、それで一緒に帰ってもらったんです。
Oh yeah, you would never want to show favoritism, you know? This is another cupcake.
いりませんでした。
Of course I do, I was just surprised. Not of your way to make me an extra
機
one.
会があったらまたお菓子作ってくるって約束をしたのは先輩とですもん。
Yeah, I guess. Talking about the promise of the Halloween party about making more sweets sometimes. Why fulfill it now?
あと改めてのお礼も兼ねてです。先輩のおかげでねね先輩の家にお泊まりできたんですし、ただお礼言うだけじゃって。
It's quite interesting because I feel like we were definitely getting closer to her, right? And then I feel like the whole sleepover happened. She kind of like downplayed our relationship, and then now things are kind of like more chill. Like she's kind of doing things like walking home with us, and then she's giving us, you know, a cupcake. But I feel like it's a little bit less romantic than it was before. Like it almost like kind of derailed our whole relationship. Kind of embarrassing, but I'm really happy. I really didn't see this coming, which makes it all more meaningful. Thank you, Inabe-san. Really.
自分の方がありがとうございますなんですってば。いいから早く食べてください。ほらほら。
Yeah, thanks. I can't wait. She even seems a little bit more like confident around us. I wouldn't say she was not confident, but I open the bag and I find within it's not a cupcake but a mandolin. Or Madeline? Madeline. Yeah, sorry. I don't actually think I've ever eaten one of those. I do know what they are. Aside from the strawberries, it seems that she used the same ingredients as cupcakes, but still, it must have taken a lot of extra effort to make one thing differently from the rest. I think it one more time in my mind and then take a bite. Getting crumbs everywhere, probably because I'm smiling while I eat.
食べにくかったですか？やっぱり無難にクッキーにしておいた方が良かったかも。
No, you did good. It was just a little messy because I can't stop smiling while I eat it. Munch, munch. Yeah, it's great. This tastes awesome, Inabe-san.
って自分までなんか笑っちゃってるじゃないですか。もう。
That wasn't my
だ
fault.
って先輩本当に食べながら笑ってるんですもん。
I can't help it. I finished the Madeline with Inabe-san while giggling the whole time. Thanks again. That was
は
great.
い、お粗末様でした。
But to be honest, I wish I had something to drink along with it. It tasted great, but now my mouth is dry.
確かにそうですよね。ごめんなさい。向こうに自販機ありましたよね。この前話し込んじゃった道。
No, no need to take a detour just for that. I was only half serious anyways.
あ、そうでしたか。
Oh, okay. Maybe she does want to grow closer to us. I mean, I definitely think we are still growing closer. It just seemed like the embarrassment, I guess, part of it kind of went away, which maybe is a good thing. Maybe it's nice that we're getting a little bit more comfortable around each other. Right now she looks bummed out. Say Inaba-san.
はい
Let's take that detour after all. Want to tag along? I wouldn't mind chatting more with you.
付き合います
Whoa, now she's super happy. You know, I really enjoyed how open and sincere she is. It ain't asking her worth it. It's like I'm the one being rewarded for doing so. She's such a nice girl, so why is she so timid when it comes to socializing? With that, decided we both get drinks to the same vending machine from the other day. Alright.
よっと
Lean against the wall like before. Ino-san does the exact same thing right next to me, almost snuggling up against me.
どうしたんですか先輩
Please don't mention it. Okay, good. She's doing that because she's not outright saying that she feels really close to you, but she wants to be physically close to you. She feels comfortable enough to be close to you. It doesn't seem weird to her unless you point it out. I was gotten the impression she's kind of prudish, so it's strange how she randomly get close to me like this. I think it's only a problem if you don't have romantic feelings for her. Like, this kind of happened to me in arguably my first relationship, I guess. I had a girl that kept getting closer to me, and I didn't really understand. I was too dense to know. I've shared this story before, but I was too dense to know that she was kind of into me, and I kind of just let it happen. I wasn't really that into her, though. Like, I was just close friends with her. And, yeah, that's kind of how it went. Like, she was getting closer because she's interested. I was getting closer just because I thought we were good friends. I mean, I wasn't, like, actually trying to get closer. She was getting close to me, and I just allowed it because I thought we were good friends. There we go. I just wanted to clarify. I like to think I've gotten used to it by now. This isn't good enough to get me flustered. Both crack open our drinks and gulp them down. I think in his case, though, I do think maybe he is a little bit attracted to her. Just from a few comments here and there.
はあ飲み物飲んで一心地つけました
For sure.
よかったもう自分の作ったお菓子食べてもらえなくなるかと思いましたよ
I never turned down more treats from you. It'd be awesome if I could have some more. Have more sometime.
ラジャーです今度は単品でも食べやすいのにしますねで先輩話ってんじゃないですよもう少し話したいこともあるってさっき言ってたじゃないですか
He wasn't mentioning anything specific. He just wanted to spend more time with you and having casual conversation. It doesn't have to be some grand thing. That's how I know he likes her, is because he just wants to be around her more. He just wants to talk about anything. I just wanted an excuse to invite her along. I didn't actually have a topic in mind, not that I could tell her that. What is there to talk about? All right. I know you said the sleepover went well, but what did you two do together?
実際にですか
Yeah, after getting us involved, I'm kind of curious. I haven't heard any of the details yet.
特にこれっていう話はしませんでしたけど
Oh, yeah.
あとは泊めてもらったお礼に自分が夕飯作って食べてもらったりとかあ、そうですお風呂も一緒に入ったんですよしかもせっかくですからってねね先輩から誘ってくれてさすがに流しっことかはしなかったですけどねね先輩ほんと肌綺麗でスタイル良くて同性ながら惚れ惚れしちゃいましたよグラマーなのに細いとか反則ですよね
Kind of interesting that she was rather vague about everything that happened, and then she was really revealing about that.
あ、その顔想像してるでしょや
Can't blame me after you're the one who said all that stuff. Of course, my imagination would run wild when hearing about two girls bathing together. I've actually been picturing Nene in the buff since long before the sleepover. Just look at how she is in her witch outfits. Not hard to notice her perfect figure and pretty skin. What about Inaba-san, though? At least when I've seen of her with her clothes on, she's quite slender. Ayachi-san is very feminine. Inaba-san is petite. Maybe she's still growing. Her petiteness is rather attractive, too. It's actually quite a big turn-on for me. Shuji, you're a lolicon, aren't you?
だから先輩ねね先輩の裸想像するの禁止です
I wonder if he's gonna really like Samugi then. I feel like she's probably the most petite of all the girls. Just picturing you this time.
めぐるの裸なんか想像してどうするんですかねね先輩と比べたら貧相極まりなかったのに
Gosh, girls are so toxic comparing themselves. Like, I can literally see your boobs right now. Like, I can see, like, how much they, like, kind of stick out. Like, you're not flat, okay? I think you're both really attractive. A flat girl like you can still be hot. Oh, don't say that! Don't call her flat. You're reinforcing it. This has really been rude of me. Forget I said anything.
頑張ります。めぐる、そういう冗談にも結構強い方なんで。
Oh yeah, that must be the most obvious lie I've ever heard. Her face is beat red and that's how embarrassed she is. Actually, I thought she'd angrily attack me for saying that, but I guess she's letting me off. Certainly won't complain about that. Something else I'm sensing.
それでですね。
Huh? Right. She's seriously letting that slide. I should forget about it too. Move on.
そうねね先輩もその後自分がクラスに溶け込めてるかどうか気にしてくれてたんですよ。
That's definitely something I had trouble with when I was younger. Like, if I found a topic that we were talking about interesting or like a joke really funny, I would stay on it too long. I learned later in life that's kind of like an ADHD thing, I guess. That's probably where I got it from, just because I think I had it undiagnosed for so long. But it's really hard to like get off a topic that you're really enjoying and having fun, and like socially, like everybody like doesn't stay on a topic that long. You know, you just kind of move on. You kind of exhaust it and then you go on to the next one, right? And it's like I just enjoy talking about it. If I was having fun with a topic, I want to keep talking about it. I want to keep getting enjoyment out of it. Aichi-san and I had talked about that earlier that day, but I shouldn't tell Inaba-san that. That's great. You and Aichi-san have gone real close, huh?
はい、そうですね。それこそ一緒にお風呂も入ったし、ケーキも一緒に食べたし。
Inaba-san.
やっぱり先輩も気になります？
About
自
what?
分がどうして姫松学院に入るときにイメチェンしようって決めたのか。
Well, can't deny it's been on my mind a little. Whenever she bring that up before, I perceive a complex mix of emotions. Aichi-san asked you about
は
that.
い、話の流れで。
I see. I guess Aichi-san was probing her, trying to find some information that could help. You mind telling me what you told her?
答えてないですよ。
Huh.
なんだか話しづらくてごまかしちゃったんです。
Okay, so I was right. She did kind of just deflect from it. I mean, that was obvious.
でもやっぱり気になるのかなって。ひょっとしたら先輩も気になってたのかなって。
Didn't you tell us before that you got a makeover to make yourself more approachable?
それはそうなんですけど、なんでそう思ったかっていう。
I'm starting to wonder. So I kind of speculated that maybe she was like this around people and then got bullied for it, just because people weren't understanding of what she was trying to convey. But maybe it was the opposite. Maybe she was way too closed off, and people thought she was this really like shy and untalkative girl that people had a hard time getting her to open up. I'm wondering if maybe that was more of the case. Maybe that's why she finds it difficult to you know, be approachable and talk to people, because she's not used to doing that. Maybe she was afraid to do that, and maybe that's why she still gets embarrassed or nervous, you know, when she does. That could be it. Anxiety will do that to you. It's really difficult to open up to people. It's really difficult to find people, I guess, that you're willing to do that with. And you end up just being a really shy and quiet person. Probably wants me to ask her. She wants to tell someone about this, but she can't come out and say it. That's just how she is. So could you tell me about it?
はい。あんまり気持ちいい話じゃないかもしれません。
I don't mind. I'm just happy you're willing to tell me.
ありがとうございます。
She gives a soft, relieved smile. Seriously, it's wonderful how open she is with her feelings. But that's the thing, though. She isn't open with her feelings. She's open around you.
それじゃあ話しますね。
Alright, go ahead. So Inaba-san proceeds to tell me about why she changed everything about herself. Story starts from when she entered Himimatsu Academy. Back then, she wasn't concerned about fashion at all. She was a plain girl with hardly any presence in her class.
でも友達はちゃんといたんですよ。一人だけですけど、親友って呼べるくらい仲が良かった友達が。
You didn't have any other friends.
ほら、自分って人付き合いべったりタイプじゃないですか。 しかもその頃は今よりもっとそんな感じで、ちーちゃんには甘えられたんですけど、他の子には全然で。
I definitely had that problem too growing up. It was really hard to find people that I felt comfortable enough to be myself around. It just felt like everybody else had different interests or just personalities that I found hard to get along with. And that's definitely something that improved as I got older, because I realized, like, oh, there's a lot of people that have like similar interests and a similar way of thinking. I just needed to find those people, and it just so happened that most of the people around me didn't have that. So it gave the appearance that I was like the odd one out, right? When really it was just I needed to find the right people. It's hard to do that sometimes.
はい、木月千穂子って名前で、自分はずっとちーちゃんって呼んでました。
And I think about stuff like anime and manga. Those were things I started I started getting an interest in as I got older. And at first it was kind of hard. I didn't think anybody else around me really liked that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, this is kind of out there, right? And as I got older, I realized, like, oh, like everybody likes this stuff. A lot of people do. Just of course the people around me that I thought I had as friends didn't, and I eventually found people that did, and those so happened to be like friends online. I ended up finding people online. I was like, oh, I felt kind of weird for doing that, right? Like who finds friends online? And now, like, I think that's actually pretty common, to meet people online that you end up becoming close to, like you like to talk about things, or you like to play games. And I've ended up meeting a lot of the friends that I have online in person, or I've moved away from friends that I had in person, and then they've almost become like online friends that I do know originally from in person. So I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I found got easier as I got older. I became more confident. I realized that a lot of the things I have as interests aren't too weird. Like, there is a lot of other people out there who actually like the same things. It gets easier, in my opinion, as you get older. Especially as I was talking about earlier, you're kind of figuring out who you are, and you're kind of pushing boundaries, I guess, of what you can do that's socially acceptable when you're in, high school or middle school. You're not really sure how to act, and you got to figure that out. And I definitely think that's why I preach about that, because I had to do the same thing myself.
ちーちゃんは体が弱くて物静かな子でしたけど、代わりに本とかいっぱい読んでて、物知りで頭が良くて。
When I was younger, I was definitely a big bookworm. I definitely don't read as much books now. I read this. Does this count as a book? I read these quite often. I wasn't smart though. Didn't get the smart part.
自分も一人で本ばっかり読んでる子だったから、趣味も性格もあったんですよね。
Put it bluntly, they were basically your standard pair of plain girls. So I had a feeling that Inaba-san was like that. I wouldn't say that's a plain girl if you like to read. I mean, I think a lot of girls like to read, but that's something we should be praising, right? We shouldn't be like discouraging that, like saying, oh, you're boring because you like to read. We should be encouraging that. It means you're interested in things.
すごく仲が良かったんです。お互いたった一人の親友で、本とかよく貸し借りしたし、お互いの家にも遊びに行ってたし。
I don't know, I just feel like discouraging people from reading books or calling them to be plain or different. Like, you wouldn't say that about someone who likes sports, would you? So what's the difference? One is using your brain, one's using your athletic ability, right? I mean, we should be encouraging both. Like, it's good to get outside and be active, right? But it's also good sometimes to give your mind something to think about, and maybe you read things that are really like historical. Maybe you're getting knowledge of the world. Maybe you're reading books that are more like fiction and just excite your mind with different things, right? Like, those are both perfectly okay.
他の子には言えないこともなんだって言えて、それが良くなかったのかな。
Maybe that was the problem. What happened? Inaba-san's tone of voice changes. This is definitely something I've noticed as I've gotten older, that people have this idea that the closer you get to somebody, the more they're able to hurt you. And is that true? Yes, the people that you are closest to can also be the people that hurt you the most, right? If they know the most about you, if you're close enough to them and you misconstrue something they say, or if they end up maybe getting mad or they get disappointed in you, it's going to hurt the most because you care the most about their opinion. And people get afraid to get close to somebody because they are worried that's going to happen. Just that to a low voice, like she's holding back something, but at the same time I feel a sharp pain stabbing in my chest. Is this regret?
何度も言いますけど、自分って人付き合いが狭く深くじゃないですか。しかもこんなテンション上がると喋りまくっちゃうっていうか、遠慮がなくなっちゃって。
And I mean, I've been comparing myself to her a lot in this video, and I hope you guys understand. I'm trying to say I have ADHD, and I've learned as I've gotten older, like that I do certain things or I'm a certain way because of it that I never realized growing up. I think she's the exact same way. It sounds to me like she has a little bit of ADHD. And that makes you kind of do these things. Like one thing that I've learned ADHD people do is they talk louder when they get excited. You get so excited that you want to just yell out your excitement. You just want to express it so much that you're raising your voice to do it. And that's what I feel like she's the kind of person who does that. Like she's talking about, I jabber on incessantly. That's you talking fast. ADHD people do that too. You guys have probably noticed me when I get really on a topic, I'll talk really fast, or maybe I'll talk more excitedly about it.
つまり特定の相手には何にも気にせずズケズケ言っちゃったりもしちゃうってことで。
I can see that. For the most part, she's still like that. It's not like she badmouths people. She's just very particular about how close she keeps people. Either you're very close or not at all, with nothing in between. What she's getting at is, did you get in a fight with Kizuki-san or something after saying too much?
しーちゃん、急に学院に来なくなったんです。どうしたのかなって思ってたら、そのままずっとで。
I do wonder when I'm going to get to a point where I play a visual novel that goes a little bit further with certain things like this. Because I think there's a lot of people that like maybe don't get to school. Maybe there's a lot of reasons why somebody would, you know, leave school or stop coming all of a sudden. There's a lot of like mental health things I can think of. I wonder when I'll get to something that talks more about stuff like that, like people just disappearing. You know, people go through a lot of shit. I've seen that happen to people.
メールしても電話しても出てくれなくて。
Because I think like depression and anxiety can cause you to do that. Like you'll stop returning calls. Maybe you'll disappear from school.
それでしばらく経ってもそうだったから、もう気になって家まで行ったんです。
I guess what I'm trying to say is you'll end up closing yourself off.
そしたらちーちゃんち空っぽになってて。
Okay, so she moved
先
without
生に
telling
聞いて
you.
も教えてもらえなかったんです。とにかくうちを辞めたって言って。
But that's the thing that's tough when you have like that anxiety that tells you like, oh, she moved away and didn't tell me, you know, she didn't like me, right? It might have been because she was getting bullied and didn't want to tell anybody. She felt like she closed herself off. You know, there's lots of reasons that could be.
そのまま今でもちーちゃんはどこにいるのかわかりません。
What you're saying is she suddenly moved away and never told
ち
you.
ーちゃん何も言ってくれなかったから、メールも電話も出てくれなかったから。
This probably led to Meguru thinking that it was her fault, like something she did, when it was realistically maybe something somebody else did.
でもそれも当たり前かなって。
Why is that?
ちーちゃんが来なくなる前に自分ひどいことを言っちゃったんです。
I mean, maybe it contributed to it. Maybe she was in the understanding that you didn't like her when that was really not it at all.
めぐるはちーちゃん以外とうまく仲良くできないから、友達はずっとちーちゃんだけでいい？ちーちゃんも同じだよね。だからずっとめぐると友達でいてねって。
Okay. So you guys both kind of said like, hey, we don't have any other friends. Let's just be friends forever. But maybe Chi-chan wanted other friends. And maybe that kind of compounded this idea that she's lonely and that she's never going to have more friends here. So she wanted to move somewhere else to have more friends. Maybe that's why Meguru wanted more friends. Maybe that's why she wanted to be more approachable to people. Okay. Needs to see a couple of awkward girls who know their friends having that kind of
自
conversation.
分だって全然その気なかったですよ。ただちーちゃんが大好きだよっていうだけで。でも後になって思い返すと、ちーちゃんめぐるにそう言われて、こう嫌なことを言われて顔をしかめるみたいな。だから何も言ってくれなかったのは自分のせいだったんだなって。ちーちゃんは自分しか友達がいないなんて言われて傷ついたんだろうし、無神経にそんなこと言ってきて、そのくせ甘えっぱなしの自分がきっと重たかったんだろうな。そのまま二度と会えなくなったのもきっとそういうことだったんだろうなって。
I think overall it sounds like there's a little bit of misunderstandings probably on both sides. I want to say that she can't possibly know that for sure, but I can't. She doesn't know where her best friend went, nor can she contact her. There's no way to determine the truth. Because of that, Inaba-sana constructed her own personal
す
truth.
っごく落ち込みました。
Oh yeah. And maybe Chi-chan was really depressed, and then hearing that, oh, you don't actually have any other friends, regardless of whether it was true, was a painful thing to hear.
ちーちゃんとそういうことになったのもそうだし、ちーちゃんを亡くして何でも話せる友達が一人もいなくなっちゃったのも。だからそれ以降はずっと一人で本読んでるような子になっちゃって。もともと自分うざがられたりして友達作るのうまくなかったから、新しく誰かと仲良くなるのも腰が引けちゃって、どうせちーちゃんとみたいにはなれないしって。そんなに仲良かったちーちゃんともめぐるはああなっちゃったんだしって。
So this is the root cause of her strange timidity whenever she starts to get close to anyone. Sounds like she's a lot less depressed now, but the trauma is very much still there. Turned out I wasn't wrong about this being a deep-rooted issue. Going through something like that would scar
で
anyone.
もこのままじゃいけないと思ったんですよね。
My heart skipped a beat. She found the courage to move forward from that position, but more than that, her brave yet bashful smile is
ちー
captivating.
ちゃんにはもう謝ることもできないけど、二度とこんなことになっちゃいけないって。人付き合いうまくならなきゃって、頑張らなきゃダメなんだって。もしまたちーちゃんに会うことができたら、ちゃんと謝ってもう違うよって言えるように。
That's why you change yourself when you entered Himimatsu.
はい、
I see.
ごめんなさい。長かった割にやっぱり面白くなくて、おまけによくわかんない話で。
No, I really did enjoy hearing about that. And, you know, I compared the ADHD thing, but I mean, I've been kind of talking about it the whole video. Like, I do see a lot of myself in Meguru and her story, which is interesting, you know. It's not often, I guess, I feel that way. Like, I do have characters where I relate to certain moments like that, but Meguru's story is very much something I can relate to. Not completely, not exactly the same, right? But there's definitely parts of it that I'm like, I can think of my own version of what she said, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was me, right? Very much somebody who didn't have a lot of friends. I ended up moving a lot, so the friends I did have kind of lost them, right? You know, with the internet and things like that, it is easier to keep up with people, but the reality is when you have somebody that you knew in person and you maybe used to do a lot of things with, and then you leave, you don't always stay good friends online. It's not always the same because you established it in person. So there's definitely times when I lost people, and then I also went through this phase of like, I need to try to change myself. I need to try to be a person that's more approachable, and I've definitely tried that, and that's hard. I can say from personal experience, it's not as easy as just going to a new school and then suddenly you have a lot of friends like she does on the OC, and then now in her classroom. It doesn't always happen like that. There's not always this nice story that's convenient and helps you to get out of a bad situation. I went through that stage where she was talking about where she ended up right here. So I really felt it when she said this, because like she lost her best friend, she's in a new place, well, she's in the same place, I guess I should say, but she lost the one person that she said she was close to, and then she got really depressed. But for me, this line right here ended up taking a lot longer for me to get out of, and it kept coming back over and over because I would move so much, and I found it, like I said earlier, hard to find friends that I related to. I seemed to always just be around the wrong people, like the people that just had such different interests than me that I never ended up forming strong friendships with. So I really do relate a lot to what Meguru was saying. Like, it was almost a little bit hard to read because, like, all I could think about while I'm reading this is, like, my own personal experiences and, like, how similar they kind of seemed, or how similar I could make them to hers.
話変えましょう。モンカリの話とか。
No, I get exactly how you feel. I can't stop myself from butting in. That's how I felt too. Like, my mind kept thinking of stuff while I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I do kind of feel that way. And I forgot to take my ADHD medication last night, and it's been really, really hard to, like, keep my mind focused. Generally, it's a little bit easier when I'm taking it frequently, but last night I was really tired. I went to sleep really early, and then I ended up sleeping all night, which was crazy. So I'm finding it really hard to, like, keep cohesive thoughts this episode. So sorry if it's been a little bit of a mess, or if I start an idea and then I don't finish it, because it's really frustrating. For one, I see a lot of similarities to my own situation. For two, there's a pain in my chest I desperately want to alleviate. But most of all, she's trying so hard to force a smile through all this. I can't just leave her be after seeing that.
本当ですか?
I've gone through some stuff and struggled to talk to people too. Always had hardly any friends. The most I could ever muster was some small talk with my classmates. I would just wear a fake smile and try not to upset anyone. Yeah, that was me. I would just laugh at, like, anything. I would just try to be the person that fit in with anybody, when in reality I didn't have that many people that I was close enough to talk to about things that I was struggling with, or to get advice, kind of like she's able to do now. I didn't have that, which is hard. Like, everybody needs somebody that they feel comfortable enough to talk to. That's my belief. That's the point where just a little while back, my own dad told me I had the eyes of a dead fish. Gosh, sorry, I remember when he was talking about that and everyone kept saying it. You thought the same, I'm sure.
いえ、目黒は別にそんな風には思ってなかったですけど、ただちょっと暗そうというか、友達いなさそうとか思っただけで。
Yeah, it doesn't make it much better.
ごめんなさい。
It's alright, after all, it's the truth. You see, circumstances led to me joining the OC, where I got in touch with everyone else's worries. Made me take a closer look at myself, which led to a thought.
はい。
That I couldn't let things continue like that. And for some people, that's like, oh, you know, I've been depressed for a few days, I need to muster up my strength. That happened to me for months, and, like, maybe years. Inspired me to change myself to give myself a more natural smile.
先輩も一緒だったんだ。
And yeah, I do feel like Meguru and Shuji are kind of similar in a way, just a little bit. You understand how I felt?
はい、わかります。なんだか自分のことみたいに。
Just like me, for real, for real. Thanks, this is why I feel like I can understand your situation so well. Thanks for telling me.
いえ、それは自分もですよ。先輩の話聞けて、聞いてもらえて、分かってくれて。
And that makes two of
み
us.
たいですね。
Guess it's about time we go home.
そうですね。ずいぶん長話しちゃいましたし。ここまでで大丈夫です。
After that, I ended up seeing Inaba-san home. In stark contrast to before, the rest of our journey was quiet, but strangely enough, it wasn't at all uncomfortable. That's because you guys were thinking about it. That's how you know it was a good conversation. Because you talked for so long, you had so much to talk about, and it just kind of flowed naturally. And then you got to a point where you kind of said everything you wanted to say, and now you're just, like, stewing on it. And I love conversations like that. I love conversations that were so good that you think about it later. And sensing no negative emotions from Inaba-san. So your place pretty close then.
はい、割とすぐです。道も明るいし。
Okay then, I'll head home. See you on Monday, Inaba-san.
はい。あ、待ってください。最後に一つ。
What's up?
ですね、なんていうか先輩は自分で自分のことうまく笑えてないって思ってたかもしれませんけど、
Huh?
でもめぐるは先輩の笑顔嫌って思ったことないですよ。なんて。
I don't know what to say. With a smile on her face, Inuma-san takes a sip from the drink she's been carrying as if to hide her embarrassment.
このカフェオレも甘すぎ。やっぱり今日こそ先輩が飲んでるミルクティーにしておけばよかった。
Ready to have a taste of mine this time. Hold up my milk tea, which I haven't finished yet. It's just a lame joke to hide my own embarrassment. She'll get mad at me. This awkward mood will finally change and then things will go back to business as usual. And hopefully my burning hot face will return back to normal as
もう
well.
また言ってる。関節キスなんかごめんですよ。
Of course, you...
けど他のこと頼んでもいいですか？
She doesn't want the indirect kiss. She wants the direct kiss. Let's go! You want me to drink the rest of your cafe a lot or something? Inuma-san?
めぐる、名前で呼んでくれませんか？
Okay.
今日から。
When a girl starts asking you to call her by her first name, you're in.
やっぱり今のなし。でっかい。なんでもないです。忘れてください。
Meguru. Is that what you wanted?
もっともう一回。
Meguru. Hello, Meguru. My heart pounds and throbs. From her small, embarrassed frame came a smile so brilliant that it floored me. In my mouth is a certain taste. This taste. It's the bittersweet taste I've been perceiving lately, and now it's just wonderful. How come I suddenly feel that way about it now? I failed to quell the racing of my heart for some time after that. Oh, that was so good. That was so romantic.
サノバウィッチ。
I was really hoping they didn't go like into a really strong romantic moment after the, you know, them kind of opening up. But that was really nicely done. I really, really liked that. That was good. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I think it's a good stopping point. Maybe I'll record some more later when I actually taken my medication. I feel a little bit more calm. It's just really hard when I miss a dose like that to focus. Like I keep like getting onto a thought and then my mind goes blank. I mean that happens even when I don't forget sometimes, but it's certainly better. Good episode though. Like I said, I did relate a lot to what Meguru was saying. I like when I have that with a character. Definitely had a few characters where I've tried to do that and then they, I don't know, kind of go in a different direction. I don't relate to them as much. But Meguru so far has been, I don't know, she feels like a normal girl. And I really like that about her. I've liked all the moments we've had with her. As far as like the CGs go, I think the only moments I don't really care about is when they talk about Monster Hunter. I mean, they're definitely nice, but I don't really play Monster Hunter, so I don't really relate to them as much. But I'm glad we're getting into some really good stuff. I don't know if this is gonna be 6. Is just gonna go up to chapter 6 or is it gonna go up to chapter 7? I don't know. But looking forward to what we got coming up. Meguru's route's been pretty good so far, and looking forward to seeing some more. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.